Morning. Quite early today. Hopefully we'll be able to complete before you need to go off your Sunday lunch. I'm still trying to find my stamps that I want to use, so bear with for a second. How are we today? For hi June. Morning beauty gal. Hi Pam. Hi Claire. So let's just double check where we are. Make sure I think we must be all running because you've got you're all there commenting. So it's been a bit of a rush this morning because we're an hour earlier than normal, and I thought I'd try it. And also I've been faffing around trying to decide what to do, and then I've changed my mind. So I might do the other thing as a video. It's very difficult to know really, because when I just do videos, you guys don't watch very much. There's not many views on YouTube, so I'm thinking, what's the point if not many people are watching? So it's really difficult to know what to do. Morning Ronnie. Hi Kathleen. Hi Alison. Hi Charlene. Jean's remembered this morning. Hi Christine. Susan. Kathleen, I think I've said. So yeah, it's lovely to see so many of you jumped on straight away. So it's I just need to, I'm faffing. Just need to see if we can stop any horrible comments coming up. Hi Celia, hi Sue, hi Annette. I'll hold comments. It's a shame we can't hold them during the live stream. We had some spam on Thursday, which was a bit annoying. So I can see Wendy's on there as well. So that's good. So let's close my laptop because I don't think I need that. Get rid of that. Oh, don't need that. Don't say goodbye already. So, hello everyone. We are Sunday stamping. Last week I did this card for you. That's live on YouTube, so you can watch that back. And that's using the little icons in the new shabby corners from Mr. M. So this is part of the, well, it was launched as part of the Stately Sentiments collection. So I've used, excuse me, little sniff. I've got using some of the little icon pieces, and so I used it to make the background, and I used the Rubber Mates Tape Mate to do the circle there, and then there's an Essential Sentiment stamp popped on there. So obviously live I did this, so this is my background, and I thought we'd use this in a different way. I haven't done this for donkey's years, and I've remembered something I've forgotten. So we'll find that in a second. So just look at that for a minute. What am I like? What am I like? Changing my mind constantly. Trying to sort out my craft room. I'm dropping I want is a distressing, and I want black soot. And if I can't find it, I have to use dark brown instead. I see black soot written on the side. Let's get the other one out. I'll be forever trying to find these. Honestly, trying to sort storage out is a bit of a nightmare, especially when you're stuck for space. Grand espresso is quite dark, but I want black soot. There it is. Why it's in with the blues is beyond me. Right, we've got everything we need, I think. Right, so on the background of this, we used Kitsch Flamingo and Salvage Patina and Vanilla's Potion Distress Archivals. So it's nice and dry because obviously I did this on Thursday. Hi Jean, hi Sandra. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this technique, and I think it's called Jacob's Coat. I think that's what it's called. And we're going to use a couple of Fairy Hug stamps with it. We're going to use the Dogwood Blossom. I think this is going to fit. Yes. And we're also going to use the Dahlia flower as well. So a couple of nice silhouettes. So I'm going to chop this before I do anything. I'm going to chop this in half. So I'm not dealing with such a big piece. So maybe about 4. We do that 4 1/4 on that side and 4 on the other. So you can do this with pattern papers as well. You don't have to. I just thought we'd got this, so we might as well use it. So yeah, you can do this with pattern papers as well. So what we need is, I bet that's not clean, is it? It's not too bad. We'll try it. You do want a clean stamp. So in the meantime, where's my Dahlia flower? I know this is quite dirty. So in the meantime, I'm going to put some cleaner on this. So I'm going to use the Indigo Blue Easy Peasy Stamp Cleaner, which you can get from Indigo Blue because I've sold out. And I'm just going to pop some on here to get rid of the black ink, because you do want a clean stamp, and ideally you want a clean Versamark. Now where's my Versamark? How clean this isn't. It's not. So this demo is a theory demo. In theory, this will be this will be a demo in theory. So in theory, you have clean stamps and you have a clean Versamark. So keep a clean Versamark. There's more people on Facebook, Jennifer, because people keep on going onto Facebook rather on YouTube. YouTube is better because it doesn't mute out part of my videos, which will always bug me. Right, so let's pop this in here. So I've dusted with my anti-static bag. And we're going to pop this in here. I do have a cool background for you as well to show you. And this is your Dogwood Blossom from Fairy Hug. So we're going to pop that. I think I'm going to pop it slightly to the side because then I've got room to put a sentiment. And the sentiment I would put on separately and matte and layer. But we are doing techniques here rather than full-blown demos. Because I thought it might be useful to do some techniques with you. So, Versamark. This is why your Versamarks get dirty, because you don't clean your stamps. Well, I don't. we're going to make sure it's really into the corner there, and we're going to give it a couple of inkings because it's a good old silhouette stamp, this one. Hi Elaine. So we want to give it the best chance to get a good coverage. What on earth is she doing? My good friend Sue Wilson taught me this technique years ago, and it's funny because as I've been clearing out, I've been finding cards and projects and like workshops that Sue did for me when I had my shop, and she used to type up everything so you could always, you know what you did. So there's always instructions when she did her workshops, and this is one of the cool techniques that Sue taught me. She's taught me so much over the years. Unfortunately, I don't see her anymore because she's in America, but so we're going to go for another go, just because it's Versamark and we haven't got a clue what's going on underneath, and we've got a silhouette stamp. Oh, there's something else I've forgotten to get out as well. Bear with. So what we also want is the crystal clear superfine embossing powder from Mr. M. And we have a new one, so it hasn't got bits in it. Oh, the cat's coming again. Let's hope he doesn't jump up. I've left the door open for him so he doesn't scratch at the door. Right, let's hope that we're good. Like I say, this might be a theory bit of stamping. That's one side for a minute. I'll grab a piece of paper. You could help it, couldn't you? You could get the embossing powder. Yeah, I know. I'll get this on and then I'll see to that stamp, because I don't want the cleaner on that stamp forever. So you can't see what's going on. What are you doing? Here's Ed, look. That's not what he's doing now. But that's what he does sometimes. God, that pot was so full, it's leaked. We can go all back in again. Don't tell Mr. M. Right, let me just deal with this stamp. It's coming at all, actually. I think it's well grained in that. Yes, Kathleen, I agree with I agree. I think things are better on YouTube. Yeah, I think this stamp might be a bit too dirty, but we'll give it a go and see. Oh, it did come clean a little bit. Let's just put a bit more on. Bear with. You're supposed to leave it a couple of minutes, which I did. We'll pull this off straight away. That's better. Unfortunately, when I got this in stock, it went out straight away. And so you can get it from Indigo Blue. So this is Versafine Claire that I'm cleaning off this. I don't know if you're supposed to use it on photopolymer stamps, or if they're good quality, then they should be able to be up for it. When I've done stamping, when I've changed the ink colour in between each stamping, like when I did the rainbow of umbrellas from Ginger's Tropicals, I cleaned in between each stamping. Right, so on the other piece I'm going to do this, and then we'll emboss it all together. Put the dogwood away. No, it's not very exciting yet, but it'll be, you wait till you see it. It's so cool. Obviously, if there's anybody watching that came to some of the workshops that Sue did, you'll know all about this technique. That's the wrong one. Yeah, in that picture he was not helping me. That's not the wishing well, is it? He was not helping me do my post. He does get in the way a bit. So anaesthetic bag again. So this is a great thing to do if there's background papers you don't like, but of course you can make your own with the pretty little stamps, the little icons in that corner set. And then you could also use some of your texture stamps, butterflies, anything you want to, you can do it with. But if you've got smaller areas, it's good for stamps that have got a big silhouette area like these two that we're using. If you've got, let's say, like leaves, like the leafy scrolls from Fairy Hugs, then you'll find that, let's put that one there. You'll find that you'll just get a little bit of resist going on. Right into the corner. And let's do this one. Yeah, it's gone now. Oh, he's just doing his loaf of bread on the floor. Good old Ed. He did not like the fireworks yesterday. They started letting them off before it was even dark. I'm not a fan of this time of year at all. First we get Halloween, and then we get fireworks. Bar humbug. Right, so I'm going to do this one 2 times as well to give it lots and lots. Yeah, Pam's saying that they like the newspaper, especially when you're trying to read it. We had a cat, Fletcher, named after Ronnie Barker's character in Porridge. Fletcher, he was a black cat, and he used to like, if you put like make a newspaper tunnel, he used to like go in underneath that, and he'd play football underneath it with the little ball. He was so funny. He was a really good cat, Fletch. I don't listen to the radio very often, but Heart was on when I went to the post office the other day, and I think it's Amanda Holden. She was saying that she doesn't like silent fireworks because what's the point? Well, the point is with silent fireworks, it doesn't actually disturb anybody, and it doesn't hurt the pets. This is too dirty, really, still, but we'll see how it looks. You can still see, you can see that, so that's the dirty stamp. So we could get away with that and just emboss in white, but I'm not going to do that because I want to do this technique. So it might be a bit mucky. I think the dogwood's going to be the better one because it was a cleaner stamp. See, had I not been faffing around, this stamp would have been nice and clean and dry. Right, so that is clear embossing powder. Do make sure that you pick clear and not the white because it won't work. Side, and then we'll get our heater out, which isn't plugged in. Of course it isn't. Can't see where I'm embossing it either because it's quite dark in there. Actually, I've got my light on. don't know about the lines one. I'm just guessing where it is. Be careful you don't overcook it, because it's not going to work if you overcook it. I suppose this isn't for the faint-hearted, really. Let's give that a wiggle. I think it's done. A little bit there. Right, so where's the other one? There it is. Yeah, this one isn't going to work so well because of the dirty ink. It looks like I've got a light grey on the background. That's disappointing. Clean stamp. Right. Hopefully my little stamp, my little ink pad is inky enough. We'll soon find out. This potion. Right. So we're going to take some black soot direct to our stamping. And this is watercolour card that it was on originally. I know when we used to do it with Sue, we used to do it on coconut white, so it's not as absorbent as this. It's quicker when I've got my bigger ink pad. Now you don't want to put your fingers in it, otherwise you'll have fingerprints. Okay, that's that one. So I don't think this one's going to work, but we'll try it and see. You see that there is a little bit of texture going on with the watercolour card. And this ink pad is not as juicy as I'd like it to be. Because the little ones aren't as juicy as the big ones anyway. They're just a bit more convenient. I do quite like the texture on it actually. Right. Okie dokie. Let's just clean that up. So you can pick that up if you want to. There's my bag. Sitting on a die here. And then you buff it up. And because you've used the clear embossing powder, you've got a resist going on. And you can still see that stamped image below. Isn't that cool? If you wanted to, you can if you've got like flower heads, you can do a few of them and actually do a few separately and then cut them out, fussy cut them out and pop them up. So just die cut a sentiment and pop a sentiment on. Or you could use the white versions of the wordies from Creative Expressions. That would work really well. It's really cool, isn't it? I don't think this one's going to be any good because of no, actually it's fine. one works too. Who'd have thunk it? Now this has got a lot more texture going on in the background, so if you don't want that texture going on, then obviously have a juicier ink pad and you can go over the back. But isn't that a cool technique? Isn't it clever? Yeah. That's our friend Sue Wilson. She has done amazing techniques in the past. So that's that one. All done. Let me just reset. So there are, as I say, there are loads of videos. I've also done a video of this one. This I made live last week, and it hasn't had. It's only had about 70 views on it, which is a little bit disappointing. Obviously, you can see it's a tag there with the Walrus family, and it's just a nice, quick, and easy thing to do, actually. So it'd be wonderful if you're on Facebook, if you could just nip over to YouTube at some point and you know, give it a watch, give it a like, give it a comment. That would be absolutely wonderful. My YouTube channel is just Julia Watts. It's not Julia Watts Crafts at the moment. So that's that. So I thought we would do a background technique using the Radiant Lustre pigment powders from Sentimentally Yours. Okay. So again, this is an old technique. You can do this with a variety of different things. It's going to look different on black card to how it looks on white card. And I just, like I say, when I was clearing out, I found a bunch of things, and I found loads of pieces of paper or card with cling film wrapped around them with them. I think, what on earth are they for? Well, let me show you. So you can do this with also with luscious pigments. You can do it with your brushos. You can do it with any of your misters and your oxide sprays. So distress spray stain, oxide sprays, anything like that. You can do it with any sort of, well, I mean, powders, they become wet, you add water to them. You can also do it with the watercolour blending brush pens. You can do it with your ink pads. You can do it with absolutely loads of different things. But here's the basis of the technique we're going to do today. So I think this is just coconut white card, actually. It's not as thick as watercolour card, so it's going to be a bit bendy. But it's just what's there already wrapped up. That's all right. You've missed, actually, you just collections. I don't have any collections, actually, Stacey. Yeah, you've just missed. Stacey's just joined us on YouTube. Yeah, you have missed a cool technique, so you can watch it back, and I would suggest you do, because it is actually a really cool technique. I'm just misting one side, and then I'm going to mist properly the other side with water. Got a bit of pink going on there. I don't know where that's from. Goodness knows. Right. Then we're going to take, I've got a few of these I found. I don't need that many. So these are the Cosmic Shimmer soft brushes, which are really, really good. So we're going to start with Seafoam. So these are Sentimentally Yours Radiant Lustre pigment powders. And we're going to just, you will use quite a bit for this, but you know, it's better to use it than leave it in the pot. It's not good value left in the pot, is it? Obviously, if you were using pixie powders, they kind of split and burst a bit more. So to clean your brush, all you need to do is do that. You don't get them wet. The temptation is that you're going to move it with your brush. Don't do that. If you want to do that, use a proper brush, not one of these soft brushes. Stacey's saying, why do you wrap up the card? The card's wrapped up because it would have been taken to the studios for a demo or to a show for a demo, and it's just there because it's easier than doing that than taking a load of cling film. So this is your new silver. So we're going to pop some of that on as well. It's nice. You can see where that sea foam's splitting out into a bit of a soft greeny gold colour, which is quite nice. Don't worry about, you know, lumps at the moment because it'll all be sorted out. You can also use the Pixie Burst and the Pixie Sparkles as well on Cosmic Shimmer. I would have done an oxide one as well because that's really cool because when you take the cling film off, you've got the oxidization in the peaks, which is really cool. Now we're going to go for New Gold. Let's sprinkle some of that on. Obviously, you can do whatever colours you want to. Not picking up very much there. There we go. Okay, that's that. And then finally we're going to go for the Verdigris, which is another kind of greeny colour. But you can see it's got like sparkles in there. Can you see that kind of sparkling? It's very precious, lovely. Talking about precious, I've just watched the Lord of the Rings extended editions, the 3 of them, over about a week. They're like 4 hours long or something. It's very good though. Okay, that's more than enough. Right. Then what we want to do is we want to spritz with some water, more water, just to make sure that we've not got too many globules. This is where a watercolour card is better than this, really. And then we're going to take our cling film and we're going to pop it on. You need to make sure it's bigger than what you're dealing with. And then we're going to just dap it down like that. And you want loads of creases in it, really, so that when you'll see when because I've got one that's dry, so I can show you. And I've also done one on black as well because they're really cool on black. Because obviously the powders have got mica in them, you're going to get a nice shimmer and they do react really nicely. And then I tend to pick it up and wrap the cling film around the back. That's just me. You don't have to. Just to make it less messy. And then put it aside to dry. And overnight is best, really. On there. Right. Obviously you've got a bit of a mess. If you've got rice paper, that's a great thing to touch it up onto. Where's my rag gone? Oh, honestly, I drive myself nuts. Yes, Stacey, as I said at the beginning, you could do this with brushos as well. There's loads of things you can do it with. Brushos, pixie powders, pixie sparkles, pixie bursts, luscious powders, oxide sprays, regular sprays, mica sprays. You can even do it with ink pads if you wanted to. So here's one that's dry in good old Blue Peter fashion. So when you pick it off, don't do this with acrylic paint, by the way. If you do it with acrylic paint, it'll just stick to it and you won't be able to get the cling film off. So you've got a lovely kind of shimmer to it. It's really cool, isn't it? And you've got all the peaks. Now this is still a little bit damp because obviously you've got plastic sealing in onto the top of the card. So I would leave it again to air dry and then pop it underneath a box or something to flatten it out. It does have some peaks and troughs, so it's not completely flat. So it's not necessarily the best thing to stamp directly onto, but obviously you can fussy cut and add it onto it. Or what you could do is just pop a frame around it, then pop a sentiment on a flag or another die cut in, and you've got a really cool card. Obviously great for die cutting your flowers as well. But yeah, it's a really cool background, isn't it? You've also got, let's put this to one side as well. You've also got all this on here as well. So we could try and pick some of that up. Don't know whether it'd be worth it, but we could try. So let's just do that. Obviously you need to wet it. Let's just grab a bit of card. Oh, that's cool. Might not be much, but it might be the start of a background as opposed to a whole background. Dirty fingers, of course. It's cool, isn't it? So you've still got lines and things going on. When it's dry, you'll still have some mica going on. You know, you could go and go and go and go and go, but we'll put that one to side. I might even stamp on that. And I've got another one. I promised you that it looks fabulous on black as well. So we can do the reveal on black. This is, again, just regular black card. You could use watercolour card, but I had this wrapped up already. So I've used exactly the same 4 colours. It's so cool when you do the reveal. I'm not going to miss this one. Look. Isn't it just wonderful? These things make me really happy. Where you've got here, there's a bit too globby, so you know, not so good there, but it's still really usable, isn't it? Isn't it just wonderful? And it is so easy, isn't it, to do? Not rocket science. Anybody can do that. Absolutely anybody. So again, I'll put that to one side to dry a bit more, just so that it's all sorted out. There's another technique that you can do. Same kind of thing, exactly the same, but you do it with bubble wrap. So this is obviously on black card, and for this one I've used cornflower petal, and I've used Lagoon Pool, and I've used the new silver. So with this one, when you get your bubble wrap, all you do is, so exactly the same thing, mist it with water after you've put the powders on, so before and after, and then you just lay the bubble wrap on, press it down, and then you can, if you want to, put a book on top, and then put it to one side and leave it to dry. Do not take the bubble wrap off and just keep on looking, because it's never going to go down in the right place again. So be patient, and just same with the cling film, and leave it overnight, and then you've got this wonderful background going on here. But what you've also got is, just like with the cling film, you have a bit left on the bubble wrap. So let's dip this and see if we can get a decent image from this as well. Well, I've got another bubble wrap one actually that I've done before. This is with Distress Stains, I think. Either that or it's the Diane Reevely ones. But so there's no mica in that, but again, it's a really, really cool background. And this one's spread a little bit, so it's a little bit less obvious that it's bubble wrap. In fact, it might be Brushos. Looking at it there, it might be Brushos. Anyhow, yes, shh, be quiet. You've had your breakfast. So let's mist this and see if we can pick up some bubble wrap. It's like stamping. You know, if you get a bubble wrap stamp, it's like that kind of thing. So let's pop this on here. You could just leave it and then pick it up afterwards once it's dry, but we'll see what it looks like now. We'll do it like a stamp because I didn't mist it too much. You do get dirty fingers. There we go. Isn't that wonderful? I've even got a bit of red in there. I don't know where that red's coming from. And that's from Waste. Isn't that cool? That's a really nice subtle background actually. I really like that. So don't throw it away. And do remember, actually, what's quite cool is sometimes if you don't clean your bubble wrap in between doing your backgrounds, and you actually take this dirty, in inverted commas, bubble wrap to a new background that you're doing, then you're going to get bits of this on top of the other one. So you're going to get like 2 layers, which is really cool. Jennifer, I'm talking to the cat. Nathan's not up yet. Too early for him. Let's just see if we can get another one of this. It is really cool. Let's go here. You could go forever with this. Keep on getting new impressions off of it. And it's a piece of card. If it doesn't work, all you need to do is just, you know, start again or add some misters to it or something. There's another one, look. It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Okay, right. I'll clean that off. Don't throw your bubble wrap away. Just clean it off if you don't want to leave it dirty. But don't throw it away. And the small bubble wrap is better than the big bubble wrap. What's that noise? Doing a bit of treading. it's so funny. Right, have we got anything that's dry? Let's see if we have. That's fairly dry. Let's just give that a blast. Let's use this. It might come off the water bottle. Yeah. So you could do exactly the same things as we did here with the Jacob's coat. You could do that with any of your backgrounds as well, and you're going to get a similar thing. But yeah, let's use this, and let's get some platform out. Jennifer's saying I must have a house worth of background cards by now. Well, no, because I keep on giving away homework boxes, don't I? There's another one I'm going to go up in a minute as well. I did have a bit of a moan about the number of comments I got on my giveaways as opposed to on my regular posts. Just saying. Right, so we're going to use the Notebook Botanicals Serenity here. You could put any of your Flora Musica, like your poinsettia medley would go well on this as well. But I thought, let's just have a look, see what this looks like. In fact, I might, did I want it that way? Oh, yes, let's have it this way. We might have to move it along a bit because this is just an A6 piece of card, and of course the stamp is A6 as well. Sometimes you can't get to grips as to, I mean, it's not a spectacular background, but it's an interesting background. So as soon as you pop stamps on it, especially the Notebook Botanicals, you get something a little bit different, and it just transforms it. I do have some of these left in stock. If you want my website, it is there. But I only ship to UK addresses, but I don't think any of our American friends will be up this early. Let's get rid of that. And we go for Nocturne Versafine Clair, so we go for something nice and dark. Do still have some reinkers left if you need a reinker. The Versafine Clair. Somebody was asking on one of the groups about the difference between Versafine and Versafine Clair. To be honest, when Versamark was originally bought out, I didn't like those flappy lids. I found it very difficult to use them because I've got quite small hands. So the Versafine Clairs are a smaller ink pad, and they fit in my hands really easily. They are quite bright colours. It's essentially very, very similar inks. They still both give you the detail. They're both great for watercolouring. It really is a matter of personal choice with the blacks, but then you've got I think you've got a wider range of ink pads with the Versafine Clair at full size, whereas you can only get the little tiny cube ink pads with the Versafines, as opposed from the sepia one. We got a little bit of interference there with the mica, so let's see if we can fix that. Sometimes when you're actually stamping on top of a background that's got mica on it, you will get some transference of the mica to your stamp. I haven't, fortunately, so it's not gone on my ink pad, thank goodness. Having said that, I have got a lot of ink pads because the reinker wasn't available for such a long time. Let's give that a good old press around where the mica is. Yes, they don't. It does matter. It does make a difference when the stamp goes on top. And some backgrounds are so lovely, like the one that I used first of all, that you're almost loath to stamp on top of it. It's just a different technique, isn't it? Let's see how we're going. That's better. Yeah, I can cope with that. It's gone over the mica now. So there's a little notebook page. All I'll probably do with that is just get my Happy Planner punch out, punch some holes in it and pop it in my Happy Planner, and then I've got something really nice to actually write on in my Happy Planner. So that's the Serenity stamp from the Notebook Botanicals. Another video that I've got that I did recently was this live, which is from the brand new Winter Wonderland collection from Fairy Hugs. And so you can see I did 4 demos on that one with the new collection. So that's I think that's about 2 hours, that video. But you know, there are lots of videos. There's well over 100 on my YouTube channel. Some of them are lives, some of them aren't, but there's lots to choose from. Yeah, have them on in the background when you're cooking your Sunday lunch. And every now and again you'll stop and you'll get distracted. Yes, Phil's just put a new video on YouTube on his Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours YouTube channel. So they're obviously they're available to watch whenever you want to. So if you find that when I'm doing a live you can't watch it, then you just watch it another time. So what else should we do? Let's have a look. Let's use. Oh, I've got that one that I've got now. Right. Where is it? There we go. So we've got this background here. Let's see if I can find it. Background's dry everywhere. On there. Oh, I'll tell you what we will do. We won't do that. Yes, we'll do this instead. We'll say that for another time. So I'm going to find it. I've got these out as well from the Notebook Botanicals, and you know I love my pattern building, so let's get our rotate mate out and let's do a little bit of pattern building with these, because it's sometimes nice to do, and I find it very relaxing. It might be very boring for you to watch, but I like doing it. So let's have a look. Tape mate. Let's decide which size we're going to use. Pads everywhere. So last week when I did this one, I used a tape mate and a 5-inch piece of card and did the wreath around the sentiment to match my background. But you can do lots, like this one here. You can see I've done the penguins holding hands there as well. So I have used this quite a lot when I've done live demos, because I really like it, and I like pattern building. I find it very, very relaxing. So on this set here, which is the Wonderful Wings from the Notebook Botanicals, there's loads and loads of bugs, butterflies, all sorts of things. So what about if we do the bee? Let's see if we can do the bee. The bee's quite big, so I think we might need to do a 5-inch then. In fact, we could do, well, there's 2 different sizes of bee actually. There's a small one as well. Small or big? What do we think? Let's go for small, because then we'll have room for a sentiment in the middle. We could, what could we alternate it with? We could do it with the, perhaps do it with the lady. Think this through, Julia. I want another small one. That's too big. No, let's just do bees. Let's just do these. Now I'm going to use my scrappy old piece card, just so I can get the positioning right. So you slot it in. Let's not that one in there. Let's go in that one. You can see what I've been doing. I use a scrappy bit the card first, just to see how we're diddling. Let's put it there. Yeah, Christine's watching and cooking. I've still got a pumpkin I need to deal with. I've lost my recipe that I used to use with my for my pumpkin nut loaf, and my pumpkin nut loaf was very nice. That's a bit too close, so what we'll do is move it a little bit. Bear with on that one. Dirty fingers. So let's move it down just there, like that, and then move it to 2. Is that 2 or 3? That might be 3. 2. That'd be fine. That's where we're having it. Right. It's just worth doing. It's worth losing a piece of card, because you can use it over and over and over and over again until you've got your positioning right. And this is where you don't want dirty fingers when you're moving your particularly clean card around. So let's go into that there, like that. And there's loads of, you know, when Trudy Howard had her things like Wonderful Wings and there's the hummingbirds. There is a bee one as well. There's loads of different sets that she did, so you could use those. 2 goes in that one. And obviously you can colour these in a little bit. You could add a little bit of glossy accents to the wings, or the Sakura clear glaze pen. We might actually, let's see, if I went 1, that one there, I think that's going to overlap. It might. that way. Ooh. Right. Makes me very happy doing this. So we can actually get a proper circle, so we can just go one all the time. I've got to go two because I've done that one. So we can get a right old circle of these going on here. We might not do a full circle this time actually. So we might put a sentiment in. One. So that's what Lottie does quite a bit. So the Rotate Mate you can get from mamamakesstore.co.uk, and it's good if you've got a 5-inch piece of card or a 4-inch piece of card. You can't go to a 6 unfortunately, but it's a nice size for a topper. Oh, done that one. And it's so much more accurate than if you try and do it yourself. So today I've shared a card, 2 cards, and one that I did by eye because I wanted 6 impressions. Here you're going in multiples of, well, 4s really, I suppose. So to do 6, I don't know if you can do it or not. I don't know, maybe you can, but I couldn't get my head around it. And then the other one I did with the Rotate Mate, which made a really nice mandala. And then we're going to go in here. I like seeing what animals and what kind of shapes and what stamps I can use to do with this. I'll probably find that every week, every time I do one, I'll do a pattern, because I think it just gives you more ideas of what you can actually do with your stamps. Being able to pattern build, it just makes me happy. Coming along nicely. Obviously the bigger the stamp, sometimes you can only go every 2, you can't do every 1. If we went down to the 4-inch, we'd probably go every 2 on this rather than the 5-inch. Looks fab with the bees, doesn't it? So these bees are from the Wonderful Wings from the Notebook Botanicals. I think I've got one left in stock. Talking about stock, All and Create, all of my brand new Dominic Phillips stamps are sold out. I do have some of the Bipasha ones, and I'm getting some restocks tomorrow, so there will be, I think the A6 from Dominic from last month will be back in stock, with the mushrooms on it. And there's also some more Bipasha, the one from this release with the cowboy boots should be coming tomorrow, but I haven't loaded stock because occasionally I'm shorted, and also UPS weren't very reliable last week. So let's just see. I'm gonna just leave that for a minute. Let's just see if we can get I don't want a corner, I want a sentiment. Let's see if we can get one of these new sentiments in there. They are quite big. So if we wanted to, we could have it, let's see, this which is on your birthday, so we could have it coming out of it. Let's do that. So instead of doing a full one, as soon as I take that stamp off there, I'm committed. So I need to be sure. mean, you can clean it and reposition it on and back on top of one of your previous stampings, so you can get around with it, you know, away with it. So let's pop that over there for a minute, and we'll pop this up here like so, right in the corner. So this sentiment is from your the new ones, the Sentiments Essential. It's really funny because when I did my live on Thursday, I'd sold out of everything, so Phil got all the benefit from my live, as he will do if you want these, because I don't have any left. So let's have birthday wishes for you. Let's just check that it's going to be straight. And we're not touching a wing. We don't want to be touching a wing. Now, if you wanted to, what you could do is, because we've got a bit of a gap here and a bit of obviously gaps there, if you've got a die that fits, you could actually cut it out, in which case it wouldn't matter 100% if this wasn't straight. I'm going to try and get it straight, because it's going to bug me otherwise. Okay, make sure it's in the corner. I haven't stamped this stamp before, and then we're going to just stamp our birthday wishes. Good, I'm glad your rotate mate's on the way, Caroline. I think I'm seeing messages that were older. I'm sure Ronnie said good morning before. This is something that happens with YouTube. I get messages once they've been already shown. Right, let's just pop this in here. That's come out perfectly straight away first time, no problem. So obviously I would mat that onto some black card and make it pop. I might have a square that might fit. Let's see. It's a bit big, but it's not 100% square, but you get the idea. It's fab, isn't it? So I think I'm going to just call it a day today, if that's okay, because I have quite a lot of things to do. I've showed quite a few things. So we've done a bit of rotate mate stamping, pattern building. We've done the Jacob's ladder, Jacob's coat rather, and we've also done, I've shown you the backgrounds. So we've got these wonderful backgrounds which are still drying with the cling film and the Radiant Lustre pigment powders. That one's still drying as well. Obviously if you use watercolour card, it's going to dry quicker because it's going to be more absorbent. And then quite a couple of impressions of my bubble wrap waist, and then we've also got the bubble wrap background with the Radiant Lustre pigment powders. So I think there's been quite a bit for you to take inspiration from there, and there won't be a live next Sunday because I'm not around. I will try and do a video during the week. Can't make any promises, but do watch some of these videos that I do put up on there, because they have cool techniques on them as well. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much.